Hello everybody, welcome back to Max Reviews, and today we are going to be talking about my top 5 favorite movies of 2018. Another pretty good year for movies. I wouldn't say it's as good as 2017, but there is some movies here, like this is the year where I think of the most movies. For some honorable mentions here for 2018, there's Ocean's 8, which if a lot of you probably don't know, but it's a pretty solid heist movie for me. Ant-Man and the Wasp, just a fun movie. Quiet Place, a pretty good thriller. Black Panther, and then also Deadpool 2, which almost made this list, but not quite. So with that said, hello everybody, welcome back to Max Reviews and to this series where we're going to be talking about my top 5 favorite movies of each year. And 5th place here is going to be Creed 2. Creed 2 is second film in the Creed little Creed thing that we got going in here so far. We don't know if it's going to be a franchise or a trilogy, but part of the Rocky franchise. And I don't like this movie as much as Creed 1, but it's on the same level of just goodness. I'm a big fan of the Rocky movies and of the Creed movies, and the Creed movies do a great job of continuing the Rocky movies. And, like, one of the big things in Rocky 4 was, Adonis Creed, essentially his father got killed by a Russian. And we get to see that Russian has his own kid now, and they see that, the kid of the guy that they killed is getting famous. And they got sort of rejected because Rocky beat them, so they're coming back, and they're getting the fame back sort of thing. So it's just very interesting where you care about both parties, because the Russian guy did get really just everybody in Russia turned their back on him, so it's really nice in that regard. You have better character themes going on. Rocky is great in this movie, so just a really nice movie to continue the Creed things, and I'm just excited for Creed 3. I've really enjoyed all the Creed movies. 4th place here, we have the only film that I saw in theaters that year, Solo: A Star Wars Story. I don't really know why people don't talk about this movie. Like, there might be some weird stuff in here with Donald Glover having a sort of sexual affair with a droid sort of thing. Just weird with that, for him loving the droid. And it doesn't have a bunch of lightsabers or stuff. The Darth Maul cameo at the end is a bit just pushed in there. But I just find this what the Star Wars stories are supposed to be, like Rogue One. They're supposed to be not answering questions that we weren't really asking like Rogue One was. But even though Rogue One was great, but they're supposed to give us these different sort of stories inside of Star Wars that we want to see, just little fun adventures. And that's what I want. That's what this movie is. It's really fun. It has a great cast. Donald Glover. I think the guy that plays Han Solo, I haven't seen him do anything since, but he just does a great job of sort of being like Harrison Ford, but coming up with different things. Not 100% trying to play Harrison Ford, but doing Han Solo, different, younger, cockier version of Han Solo. And you also have Woody Harrelson, who I've been watching Woody Harrelson in a ton of movies recently, so it's just great, and he's just great in this movie once again. Donald Glover is great in this movie. Just great cast all around. I enjoy everybody. It's just a fun sort of heist sort of movie in the world of Star Wars that I just really enjoyed. I know a whole bunch of people just weren't that big on it. It really bombed at the box office and lost a ton of money, which I feel bad about, because this movie, originally I thought it was better than Rogue One. Now, probably not as much, but still, like, I really enjoy this movie. I feel bad that it didn't do too good, because people watched Rogue One, it made a ton of money, and they're like, yeah, I don't like this too much. And then they made Solo, which was a pretty good movie, and they didn't like it so much. So, I really enjoyed it, but I know a whole bunch of people didn't. Before we get in top 3, remember everybody that this is a pretty big series, so if you're new here, then you could check out my playlist. I'll leave in the link in the description, where I have all the different years that I've been doing from 2007 all the way to 2022 eventually. So with that said, 3rd place here is going to be 8th Grade, a movie that I just checked out last night. A movie that I hadn't yet seen, so I had to watch it for this video. It was the only one that I had to check out. 2017, I had to watch like 5 movies, but 8th Grade this is an extremely interesting movie because it seems so. It doesn't really seem like a movie. It seems like somebody recorded the life of a girl, of a teenage, like 13-year-old girl. That's what it seems like. It's harsh, it's real, it's cringy, it's awkward, but that's what a life of a teenage girl is. It's really relatable, which is something that a whole bunch of people have been criticizing, turning red about, that it's not relatable. But this movie is just so relatable, even though I'm a 14-year-old boy and I could relate to this 13-year-old girl, which I'm not a girl. I can't really 100% relate to that sort of stuff. But for this, it makes it really relatable and interesting. And it has this sort of harsh reality of this is what an actual life of a 13-year-old girl is. It's so different, and I was not expecting it to be this good. I thought it would be fine, but I didn't expect it to be this good. I've heard a ton of people say it's really good, so I checked it out, and it just came out of nowhere, actually. And the cast in here, they're not like big celebrities, like Gifted, that came out 2017. Great movie, absolutely loved it, maybe even more than this. But it had McKenna Grace, it had the actress who was in Thunder Force and Hidden Figures and a bunch of other movies. And then you had Chris Evans. So a big sort of good cast there of known people. This movie has nobody. I recognize nobody from anything other than that Cheaper by the Dozen movie. This guy from the Cheaper by the Dozen movie who is just like not really in the movies that much, but it's very emotional at the same time. And it's about this girl. She starts and ends the movie with recording videos. She does YouTube, and I do that, and it's just so relatable. All the little quirks, the little things that happen, little things that she does, the little things that you see. It's just so great, and so I enjoyed it a ton more than I thought I would. Coming in second place here is going to be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, a movie that the more I think about it, the better it is. One of the best animated films of all time. I absolutely love this movie. The characters, the animation, the story, the songs. It has some of my favorite songs in here. Just the villains, the voice acting behind everything, the great sort of dynamics, the emotion. Just amazing movie. Tons of people absolutely love this. At first, I thought that it was just overdone. Like, it is not this good when I first saw it. Then I rewatched it for the Spider-Man thing, and now just the more I watch and think about it, the better it gets. Absolutely loved it. And it's really sort of pushing the number one. Someday, it depends on the day, it might make it there. But this has got to be the number one. I absolutely love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Just everything about it makes me want to go back and just rewatch it right now. I can't wait for the sequel also. Another one of these movies that is getting a sequel, like Creed 2. We're going to get it Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 and then eventually Part 2. So can't wait for those. But coming into number one here is going to be Avengers Infinity War. My favorite MCU movie. The movie that sort of shocked the world. That weirdly, it was my first MCU movie that I watched. And such a great movie. The visual effects, the Thanos, just everybody has been talking about Thanos. The ending, the characters, it's like the Avengers, but times 100 with adding so many characters and so many franchise and trilogy all into this movie. And it works. I absolutely love this movie. One of my favorite movies of all time, my favorite MCU movie, and everybody says it's amazing. It is, so just, it comes in first place for me. Leave your ranking down below of the movies you've seen 2018. You can do top 10. I was considering doing it, but I don't feel as, like, good about putting a top 10 for these because I don't care about Black Panther and Deadpool 2 and stuff as much as I do for the movies from last year. So we're getting towards the end, everybody, so leave your comments down below. Hey guys, this is Editing Brayden, and I just noticed something. I have 3 posters, one for the original Star Wars movie, one for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You might have noticed this a couple of times in my videos. I showed this once in a live stream. I don't know if you guys saw that. And then I also have
my Avengers Infinity War poster that you've probably seen in quite a few videos. So, in total, just to say, it's a lot closer than you think. Okay,
Towards the
bye.
end, everybody, so leave your comments down below. Watch the old videos if you want to. Like, subscribe to Max Reviews. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm Braden. This is Max Reviews. And Braden out.